be great if I knew a Liam Payne song and I could hum that. That would have been fitting. Unfortunately, not familiar.
One Direction. Yeah, they got some songs. The Story of My Life is them, right?
Is it? I have no idea.
That's a really good song. I think that's them.
But it's very tragic. Liam Payne, 31, dead after falling off his hotel balcony. So we'll give you all the details that we know.
Awful.
At this hour is very, very awful. Frank, we've got the first Diddy list that Business Insider has gathered together. Some celebrity names on there. So we'll share that with you. Yeah. Along with some new allegations as well that we'll go over very quickly. And obviously, we're in the thick of it now. So we'll do some Trump-Harris updates here. Lots going on. Another Trump rally, Harris on Fox News. So plenty there to discuss, plenty of show to go. Let's go. Oh, and we have to recap your birthday. You are very old. You look, can I tell you something? Since Monday,
do I look old?
You look so much older, and I'm worried about our numbers with the youth because they're going to be like, who's that good-looking guy with the old man? You know,
I got my first AARP magazine.
Mm-hmm. I'm dreading the day that comes. You joke now, but I will be crying. I'll be crying. Hey to everybody in the live chat. Will, Robin, I can't go over everybody. Foxy, Bird, AB, good to have everybody here. So nice to be with everybody on this episode. So let's go into Liam Payne, Frank, because this is pretty surprising. 31 years old. Nobody expects anybody to pass at that age. He died after, this is Liam Payne. Liam Payne died after falling off a balcony at a hotel in Argentina, according to several local news outlets. And of course, TMZ has confirmed this. He allegedly plunged to his death from only the third floor. You would think it would be a bit higher.
Yeah, I heard there was another article said fourth floor, but still, it's still not, you would think higher. He must have landed in a
bad position.
Bad way, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. TMZ, by the way, publishing the photo, they've kind of blur, it's not the full photo. I don't know if they should have published what they put out. It's a little bit much if everybody wants to see it.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's not there's no need for that.
We'll take your word for it. You don't have to show us proof on this one. We'll take your word.
Yeah, don't need to see that.
But they're also reporting that he was in the lobby just prior to this incident, and he was acting erratic, and he apparently smashed his laptop while in the lobby.
That's weird.
Yeah. He smashed his laptop in the hotel lobby and was taken back to his room before the fall. The tattoos on, the TMZ photo, the tattoos on him is how they were able to identify him. It's the Casa Sur Palermo Hotel in Argentina. He was in Argentina earlier this month to support his One Direction bandmate, Niall Horan, and he had a show there. It appears that he stayed or returned for a short time later with his girlfriend, Kate Cassidy. The pair had been posting from their vacation and seemed pretty happy. Payne even shared several pictures on Snapchat just prior to him going over the edge of the hotel balcony. In one photo, he joked about what he should be for Halloween. In another, the singer said he was having a lovely day. So I don't know
how he went over, like what caused him to, was it an accident? He just tripped or something? Was he impaired in any way? We don't know. Did they have any I'm sure they don't have details about like that yet.
Yeah. That's literally, you've got all the details as of right now. That's it. The erratic behavior. Yeah. The Snapchat, the smashing in the lobby of the laptop. Yeah, he's got a 7-year-old son with his ex girlfriend, who's also a singer. Her name is Cheryl Cole. So he leaves behind a 7-year-old kid, which is very, very tragic. And yeah, apparently he was down there, and I think he said something at one point like him and Niall Horan. Is it Niall Horan? How do you say his name? Niall, whatever.
I don't know.
He was down there with his ex bandmate to get some things squared up, but. It, didn't sound too, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how. So some people in the chat are saying problems, mental health, depression, whatever it was. But I don't know if that's the case. I mean, you'd think if that's the case, I mean, I don't want to speculate. Everybody has something else going on in their mind, but I feel like fourth floor, third floor. That
Doesn't
seems like an
sound right.
accident. It seems like an accidental fall.
Could be. Maybe he took a
Seems
little
that way.
something.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
We'll have to wait for the toxicology, but you're right. Maybe he took a little something, was out there dancing, whatever, feeling good, or it
Yeah,
happens.
I wonder if was there a railing? Did the railing break? Was there maybe we don't know at this point. It could be literally anything. It could be maybe there was maybe the balcony broke in some way. Who the hell? Who knows?
Now, Paul said, saw the video. He was fine having. Oh, is that the Snapchat video, Paul, or is that another video? It was only the third floor. Yeah, DJ Shenanigans. Yeah. Like you said, Frank, everybody pointing out some history of mental health issues.
But I mean, it's a weird third floor. It just doesn't. It seems accident. It just sounds like that. That just sounds to me like an accident. I don't know. I don't. I'm speculating.
Yeah.
But it's a weird thing.
Natty says lots online about him and his ex. Apparently, she had to get an order on him as he was stalking her. God only knows. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm sure that we can go on and speculate further, but there's almost no point. We'll wait for the toxicology report and see what people are saying. This, I don't. By the way, I did look at it. Not from what I can see any sort of connection to Diddy. Although who the hell knows? It'll take a couple days before everybody combs through white party, invite lists.
You think this would be connected to that?
No, but I'm saying people are going to be wondering with that whole, there's a video out there with Diddy and a young, pop star male, this and that. Everybody's assuming it's Bieber or speculating that it's Bieber. I'm sure somebody's going to ask the question. It was this guy, and there's no like they work together, they're same record label, or there's nothing like that. That being said, I don't know if he or any of the One Direction guys ever attended one of his parties. I'm sure somebody will have a guest list in a couple of days. There's nothing right now leading to a connection between those two things. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, all we know right now is that he passed away from a fall off the balcony. We don't know how or why it happened. So
is it me, or are hotel deaths lonely? They appear lonely, don't they? I mean, even though he was with somebody. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Where was she? I don't know. There's a lot to there. But they don't know. They just feel
well, I think it's because when we think of stars or celebrities in hotels, we think of them being on the road, being away from their home.
Yeah.
Like Bob Saget. He was on the road doing comedy, and he was alone. He didn't have his whole family with him.
Yeah.
He was traveling the country, and anything like that when it happens, usually, it's a hotel. If it's a hotel, it's usually because they're traveling and they're doing their show or their tour or whatever, and that's what it is. He was there on business, right? Because of his band, and
yeah. Well, I guess went down to see the show for his bandmate and maybe talk to him. Maybe, like you said, a little business there and maybe a little vacation mixed in. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Was it girlfriend or wife? I don't know. I forget what.
His current girlfriend was there, Kate Cassidy.
She was there.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if she was in the room at the time or what that story is. Nobody's got that just yet, but I'm sure we'll find out shortly. Mm-hmm. I do want to put Bob Saget's killer on a list of potential suspects because perhaps we have a celebrity hotel killer out there.
Interesting.
Also, I don't want to wait. I don't want to just settle for Lieutenant Einhorn in this case. I'd like to wait till Ace Ventura gets there so we can test out the doors and do a full investigation.
You're going through all the references.
Yeah, I've yeah. I don't know what's going. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I got some good material today. Yeah, well, somebody's got to make the One Direction people smile a little bit. This is devastating. They lost one of their people.
It is devastating. 31 years old it's tragic.
Yeah, it's very tragic. Over to the Diddy list. Quickly, there were a couple more accusations that came out against Diddy They are horrific. This one, I mean, I feel like I keep saying this, but this one was the worst ever. There was a woman who alleged that she ran into a friend of Diddy's, and she told the friend that she thought that Diddy killed Tupac. Well, the friend wound up FaceTiming Diddy and told him this. A short while later, Diddy's in town. The girl goes over to the guy's apartment, gets invited over. Diddy shows up and does the most horrific things you can possibly think of. He used a television remote control on this young woman, allegedly. This is in her lawsuit. Diddy, the man who introduced them, and several security guards were involved in a whole gang thing. I mean, it is just, they drugged her with something. She couldn't get up after a little while. She was at this guy's.
With all these accusations, I know they have Diddy in custody, but there's more people. Like, how did they not scoop up, like you said, these security people and, all the people that were involved in these things? How did they not have lawsuits against them as well?
I think they're going to get some now. I mean, those people were named in the lawsuit, so in this particular lawsuit. But again, it's going to be an individual basis. It's going to be on an individual basis as these people file these lawsuits and who they're against.
Yeah, but like, if the cops know of a crime that took place, do they need a lawsuit to be filed to arrest whoever's involved?
No, and these things should all be going through the legal system first for crimes. These should all be criminal first. A lot of them probably aren't for various amounts of reasons. These people, I mean, one of the obvious one being these people feared for their lives to, not come forward. Because what's interesting? In all of these complaints, he threatens their lives, and they know the threat, and they're all basically similar threats. They're all the similar. I'm going to kill you if you tell anybody, or you're mine now, or weird shit like that.
I just don't know how we haven't heard of former security guard for Diddy arrested yesterday. Former this for Diddy arrested. Former this for the just as a big wave of people being picked up.
You make a great point. I 100% agree with you, but it comes down to that first domino, and Cassie Ventura filing that lawsuit was that first domino that has then tipped everything over, and one thing begats another and gives people the courage then to come forward and explain what happened to them.
Yeah. So. Like you said, now that there are names and it's more than just Diddy, I feel like more people should be facing
Oh yeah.
Facing the chopping block here.
Let's hit the list. Do you want to go over the list?
Yeah.
So this is the list as far as we know right now. And I'm, like we always say on this show, we're totally honest with you. Full disclosure, it was Business Insider who corralled this list. I don't love Business Insider. I don't really consider them a journalistic, a journalism integrity outlet. However, on the other hand, the reason why we're sharing this one is because a lot of these have come from lawsuits that have been filed. So here's the list of what we know is according to, as reported by Business Insider. And let me get you the Madeline Berg is the name of the article writer. And this is according to lawsuits that have been filed to date. So
this is a list of people that have lawsuits filed against them in connection with the Diddy case.
Yeah, so they're filed against them, or they mention Diddy, or they're filed against Diddy and they mention this person in the Diddy lawsuit.
In other words, they're mentioned because they have something to do with it, or they're mentioned because it's just like they attended a party.
Right. No, it's not that shady. For the most part, I'll go through each one. I'm not going to read the full complaint, but I'll go to your point. We should read each one. Okay. She starts with R&B singer Aaron Hall, who I do not know, but he was part of a group called Guy and was named as a defendant in a complaint filed against Combs last November in the New York Supreme Court.
Okay.
So that's him. Music producer Harvey Pierre, so Harvey spelled HRVE PIERRE. He was named as a defendant in 2 lawsuits filed against Combs ahead of the Adult Survivors Act expiration date, again, in the Supreme Court in New York. Actor Cuba Gooding Jr. An amended complaint filed in March in the U.S. District Court in the Southern District of New York by Rodney Jones Jr., a music producer who goes by the name Lil Rod, lists Cuba Gooding Jr. as a defendant. Jones accuses Gooding of sexual harassment and sexual assault.
Wow.
Justin Dior Combs, who is Diddy's 30-year-old son, is a defendant in Jones's amended complaint in the U.S. District Court. Same complaint.
Man.
Yeah. Jay Sabs is here. Welcome, Jay Sabs. We're going through the list right now. You may have heard
of who
of the celebrities that have been accused in the Diddy lawsuits.
Connected with Diddy.
Not a hugely famous person, but I'm sure a lot of people have heard this, especially if you're a hip hop fan. Jacob the Jeweler.
Ooh.
A lot of people mentioned Jacob the Jeweler, especially who's the other guy? Not Diddy, Jay-Z. Named as a defendant in a complaint against Combs by Adria English in July. Not going to read the details again. You can go to the Business Insider article if you want that. Rapper Young Miami, a member of the City Girls group, is mentioned in Jones Jr.'s amended complaint filed in the Southern District of New York. In that she's not a defendant, nor is she accused of any sort of misconduct. She's listed as being a part of Combs' sex trafficking operation and accused of bringing Combs Tucci, a drug sometimes called pink cocaine, on a private jet. So she was named as somebody who brought drugs into the Diddy universe. DJ and producer Stevie J, again from the Jones lawsuit. He's a Grammy winner, longtime collaborator. He's accused of recruiting sex workers and participating in Combs' freak-offs. Singer Kalina Harper, a member of the group Diddy Dirty Money, along with Richard and Combs. In Richard's complaint, she says that she and Harper were at Combs' home where they witnessed him yell at and choke Cassie Ventura before throwing a scalding hot pan of eggs at her and dragging her up the stairs.
Jeez, what the hell, man?
Yeah, Richard's complaint says that Harper led her out of the house, but that the two of them later spoke to Ventura and encouraged her to leave the relationship. Combs responded by threatening them, according to the complaint. The complaint also says Combs forced Richard and Harper to work for days on end without breaks to sleep or eat. I could believe that too, because remember, he had that reality show where he was doing the girl band there, and he was a big dick throughout the whole.
Damn.
Remember that famous clip where he's like, go to Junior's and get me a cheesecake, and he made them like walk from Manhattan to Brooklyn to get him a fucking Junior's cheesecake?
I don't remember the show.
I remember that scene. Interscope Records co-founder Jimmy Iovine, obviously hugely popular. Richard's complaint also includes mention of Jimmy Iovine. The complaint recounts a dinner party held by Combs in the months leading up to a deal between his Bad Boy Entertainment and Iovine's Interscope Geffen A&M Records. At the dinner in front of Iovine, as well as dinner guests Neo and Usher, Ventura and Combs had an argument that resulted in Combs punching her in the stomach, causing her to double over in visible pain. Even after Mr. Iovine watched Mr. Combs commit a violent assault in front of numerous high-profile witnesses, the Bad Boy Interscope deal took place and remained in effect. This provided Mr. Combs with immense financial rewards and enabled him to commit further acts of violence without fear or repercussions.
Jeez.
So again, one of those people who didn't exactly do something himself, but didn't do anything to help these people after witnessing something.
Right.
Universal Music Group CEO Lucian Grange. Lucian Grange was originally listed as a defendant in the Jones amended complaint filed in the U.S. District Court in the Southern District of New York, along with the Universal Music Group and its label Motown Records. He has since been removed. So there's one guy that got off the list, is Lucian Grange.
Okay.
And that is the list as of right now. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more once that Tony Busby down in Texas starts talking.
Yeah, I think the only, correct me if I'm wrong, the only name I recognized was Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, that's because you're out of touch with society.
I don't know anybody Really, I don't know what's going on.
Jimmy
Right.
Iovine is a big one. Like he was behind Beats, and he was with Dr. Dre and sold Beats to Apple for $1 billion.
Right.
He's responsible for Eminem and just tons of people. That's a big one. That's a big name to be out there.
Okay.
Yeah, Cuba Gooding Jr. is definitely one. And what's tough about that is he has a couple of things against him, and they're all allegations as of right now. He actually hangs out right here in Patchogue.
Interesting.
Like, if you search Cuba Gooding Jr. in Patchogue, like he frequents this area for some bizarre reason and goes to places that I like to, places that have good food. He's like there all the time hanging out. And it's like at one, excuse me, I'm sorry. On one hand, it's so like, I'm like, oh, great for the business. And then on the other hand, I'm like, these things, I don't know how.
Yeah,
You
there
know.
was wasn't there a lawsuit against him like a year ago or something, where they actually had footage of him like in a club, like harassing a girl.
Something, yeah, there was video. You're right. Yes, yeah,
Harassing some woman that he was hitting on or something.
yeah.
And it was not. Yeah, I don't know how that ended. I mean, or if it ended at all yet. We don't know I don't know the result of that one. You know.
Yeah,
So,
but not great. I'll tell you what, I gotta step aside for a second, but while Jay Sabs is here, I'll let her and Frankie C take over for 2 minutes, tell you all about the Star Legacy Foundation and the Stillbirth Awareness Month here in October. Jay Sabs, give us a full rundown of what's happening.
Oh boy. Okay, well, as Anthony said, October is National Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. And on the 15th, which was yesterday, it was the actual day. And JSABS, aka myself, I work with a nonprofit that helps those who have suffered a stillbirth, meaning we provide resources for families in need, offer free online support groups, have various events, and ultimately our goal is to reduce the rate of stillbirth as it has not changed in over 50 years. So let that sink in. This is me being serious for once.
Yeah, what the hell's going on? This must be a serious topic.
Great. So for those who don't know, I lost my first daughter at 36 weeks pregnant. And since then, I have been volunteering with the Star Legacy. And we actually have chapters all over the U.S. So, but the last 4 years, I have been in charge of the New York metro region. And that's it. So any dollar helps.
Yeah, the link is in the description below to donate. Also, thank you, Miss Justice, for putting the link in the chat.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah, it takes you right there directly to the page. Whatever you can give is greatly appreciated. This is the month where they're pulling out all the stops, trying to raise as much as can be raised, because it is it's called National Stillbirth Awareness Month.
Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. But yeah, basically.
Okay, I'm sorry. Pregnancy and Infant Birth Awareness Month, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
All right, so the Star Legacy Foundation, very worthy cause. Definitely take a look at the link in the description below, and the one that Miss Justice just posted in the chat. So really appreciate it, and every little bit helps. It's very, very worthy cause.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Let's see what's next on the list. Let's skip ahead without Anthony. Trump versus Harris. You want to talk about Trump and Harris?
Oh God. I mean, we haven't talked in a while, so I don't know if this to start.
I mean, if you want, we don't have to. We don't have to talk about that.
What is it though?
I don't know what he specifically has in mind with regard to that general topic of Trump versus Harris. Could be almost anything, but if it's about the recent day or so,
it
might be. What's that?
It is almost anything.
It could be almost anything. Trump versus Harris is almost anything. But I'm assuming that you want to talk about his latest rally.
Yeah, so those are the two things: the Trump rally, the epic DJ set that has now become legend, and Kamala Harris on Fox News. I don't know if you guys saw that, but
What about her?
she went on Fox News with Brett Baer, and he took her to the wood chipper for 27 minutes.
Was that last night or today?
I think it was today. I believe it was today.
I have to see it. I haven't seen it because I thought it was going to happen tonight, and I didn't get a chance to see it yet.
Yeah, I thought it was really great because I feel like this is what we should be putting candidates through. Candidates should be going, and credit JD Vance with this. The guy sits down with the New York Times. Pete Buttigieg does the same thing. These people they go into enemy territory and they deal with what they have to deal with. When you're the president of the United States, you got to deal with dictators and monsters and animals. You should be able to handle the opposing party's media outlets. So I thought that I give her a lot of credit for that. I thought she handles herself well. I thought some things are, look, the initial border stuff is tough to get around. Obviously that's a tough thing, but I thought she held her own in that answer. I thought Brett Baer, who I'm a fan of, I think there's not many people at cable news I'm a fan of. Let's put that out there. But as far as the Fox bunch, there's almost nobody besides him because he's the last anchor. He's the wolf blitzer of it all. Not so much on the opinion side and peddling bullshit, but more on the anchor side, journalism, asking questions. I thought he was I thought he was a little more in Trump's camp than I would have expected because I've seen him interview Trump too and give Trump a hard time. But he framed one question particularly bad when he was talking about how Donald Trump said he would use military force against, people who oppose him in America, which I am paraphrasing, but he said it. We played it on a past that maybe it was Monday or Friday, whenever we played it.
Monday. Yeah,
it was Monday. Okay. So he said it. And then she played, and so that Brett Baer played a clip of Trump being asked about how, is that true that you said this kind of stuff? And he was like, I don't think I said that, so Brett Baer chose to play that clip instead of, and I thought Kamala dropped the ball there and she did say, that's not the clip that you showed. It was a little confusing. What she should have said was, well, that's an interesting clip. Can you play the clip that they're referring to, where he actually said
it? You're playing the clip where he's denying it. Play the clip where he actually said it, which was not that long ago. I feel like it was over the weekend he said it, like Saturday.
Did. And he said it before. He said it numerous times. But it's a good interview. And I think, everybody should go watch it. And I think it's good to have our politicians grilled in the media and 100%. Especially grilled by the other side. I think it's good for everybody.
Now we just need Trump to go on like a MSNBC or a CNN or something.
I don't know if he ever will. I mean, he's done ABC, right? Did he do an ABC interview?
Well, he did.
He declined 60 Minutes from this past weekend, and now he's telling everybody 60 Minutes should lose their license.
No, of course.
Which is crazy. But
he did the debate on ABC, but that was the debate. It wasn't an interview, really.
Correct. That's right.
I just want to interject here. I did see an interview with him with a podcaster.
The Nell, is that the Full Send?
There's two guys, right? I forget who they are, but there's two guys.
The Nelk Boys and the Full Send podcast, right. I think it is. He's gone on there before, and he did. Who's the guy that we love, Janine? The Southern guy.
Wait.
The guy who was on Road Rules a million years ago.
So it's Andrew Schultz.
Oh, that's right. He did Andrew Schultz too. Yes, yeah, he did Andrew Schultz recently. Yes. Did you see that?
Yes. I'm almost done with it. I have like 15 minutes left, but it popped up on my YouTube, and I was like, oh, he did this, but it was like right after Harris did Alexandra Cooper's one, and I was like, oh, I wonder why. Timing. We both did that at the same time, so.
Well, they're both going towards podcasts because that's where the audience is. And even in the Fox thing where I thought they looked bad was it's a 26-minute interview and he's like, hey, we got to go. I don't think he was getting the hook from her people. I think he was getting the hook from I could be wrong. He might have been getting the hook from her people, but these hour-long conversations are helpful. And the fact that cable news can't secure these interviews, it's driving them fucking crazy. I mean, Fox got her, rightfully so. That's where she should be. But yeah, I think that everybody like Anderson Cooper and all those people are pissed that they can't get, these people to sit down with them. And it's like, Trump's not going to do it. And Kamala's already got your audience. She don't fucking need to go with you. That's not where she needs to be. So, but yeah, I saw the one that I saw with Schultz is Trump said something and Schultz laughed in his face. What do you remember what that?
Oh, he said that Trump himself said, I think I'm pretty honest. I'm an honest guy.
Oh, I'm a mostly honest guy is what he said.
I'm a mostly honest guy. And then, he laughed at him and Trump wasn't laughing.
Yeah, Trump. Yeah. I think Schultz thought he was joking about that and he wasn't. Yeah. That was a cute moment. I like Andrew Schultz. I think he does a great job. I'm happy that he got Trump. Listen, you get Trump, it's a bump. You get the Trump bump. Right. Same with Kamala. I'm sure she's going to get a bump. I listen. I watched the interview with Kamala on Stern. It wasn't his best outing. He's so caught up in the whole thing. It wasn't great. I saw her on The View. It was okay. It was good. I thought Alex Cooper was okay.
Cooled out, I heard.
Yeah, for the summer. Yeah, apparently.
Right.
So and the both of them, Trump came out and said, I don't know if it was on Schultz. I think it was on the Full Send podcast. Trump came out and said that he thinks he's doing Joe Rogan. And I know Kamala is trying to do Joe Rogan. Now, Joe Rogan has come out publicly and said that he won't have Trump on the podcast. But if they're both pushing for it, I think it would behoove Joe Rogan to have them both come. Will they both sit there at the same time? I don't know if we're going to get that.
That would be magic. If you can get them outside of a debate, if you can get them both to sit down, just a host and them two, I don't know what would happen, but it would be something crazy.
Yeah, because Rogan's, I think, is a pretty fair guy. I'll tell you what's disappointing about Rogan. He keeps harping on this whole thing that nobody voted for Kamala as a nominee, and it's like, I hate that excuse because although true, and yes, it's quirky and ironic that she couldn't land the nomination herself, in 2016 to now she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I understand the irony there. But the parties don't work that way. The parties can nominate whoever they want. They could throw out a nominee and start a floor vote at the convention. It doesn't happen, but it's always a possibility. People always talk about that kind of stuff. So you don't need votes. And also, the reason why nobody's up in arms is two reasons. One, people thought she was a sacrificial lamb. They had no idea that she was going to catch this much fire and do this well. And two, the Democrats just feel like whoever it is that's not Trump. And people get mad at them for that. But I don't, because the Republicans feel like whoever it is, except for the crying liberal on the other side. So we let's be fair here. We can't get mad at this because people are like, oh, I'm voting for Kamala because it's not Trump. Well, that's what you're doing too. So what's the difference?
Exactly. It's the same thing.
I mean, the Democrats are putting the voting thing aside the same way the Republicans are putting aside the whole, transfer of power, not,
Oh, yeah. It was a peaceful transfer. Are you nuts?
Not admitting he lost the last election, January 6th. Like, there's plenty of stuff to sweep under the rug on both sides. So I disagree with Joe on that a little bit there. But otherwise, I think he would be pretty fair. I also think it's kind of above his head. I think he would really have to. Like, that's 2 weeks of you better prep and you better know who the foreign leaders. You got to know what's going on in the world.
You got to know you got to know what to ask, what to hit each candidate with.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like a debate, but then you also have to, because it's not a debate and it's not just open their mic for 2 minutes and let them go. You have to step in as a host. I mean, he knows how to host, but with this topic specifically, with something like political, can he do that? I mean, he's had politicians on before, I feel.
Oh yeah, he was a big guy. We told her he was big on Bernie. He was endorsing Bernie back when Bernie got fucked over by Clinton. Listen, the DNC ain't on the up and up. Neither is the RNC. So this is the way it is. Like, I think every Democrat would have preferred Bernie over Hillary back in the day. That wasn't what the DNC felt was their best chance of winning. Oopsie, They made a mistake there. But boy, did they fuck that one up, right? Because Bernie probably would have, he was an outsider, same as Trump was an outsider. So he would have taken that card out of Trump's hand. Could have been a different election. We'll never know. We'll never know.
Never know.
Trump did, though, do a rally. And where was that? Pennsylvania? Which, hey, give him credit for at least being in the right state where he should be.
I think it was Pennsylvania. I don't remember. I don't know where it was, but it was the weirdest. I mean, he's constantly saying, "Oh, we're not weird. We're not weird. We're not weird." And then he does something like this, which was just, what the hell? People were leaving.
Well, here's what. Let me set the table.
Let
me set the table, and I'll let you. So, it was in like a warehousey kind of a airplane hangar-y place, vast, big place, very hot. From what people were reporting, a person passed out in the crowd, and Trump stopped the debate to the rally to talk to them. It was first of all, it wasn't really a rally per se, as it was a town hall, because there was somebody on stage interviewing him, and then somebody else in the crowd passed out, and then he decided, well, let's not. Who wants to do more questions? Nobody, and everybody started cheering. And he's like, we don't really want to do more questions. He goes, let's play some music, and then he decides to play music, which I get from a standpoint of like, let's let these people get cleared out and then we'll get back to it. But he went on to play music for 39 minutes while remaining on the stage.
He just stood there, and sometimes he did a little shuffle or whatever, but it was weird and awkward.
Yeah, I was. Some people were falsely reporting like he's lost on stage. He doesn't know what to do. He's not. He wasn't lost. He was not lost. But he definitely thought that the people were having a good time watching him stand on stage, listen to music. I mean, it felt a little.
It was random music. It was YMCA. It was Ave Maria.
Well, it was Ave. He asked them to play Ave Maria, and they played an instrumental. And then, so everybody sat through an instrumental version of Ave Maria. And then he told his guys to play the Pavarotti version. So they sat through Ave Maria again.
Right.
Which is.
What the hell? I mean, what was he?
I don't know.
39 minutes. I mean, play maybe a song or two. We need to figure everything out and come back. 39 minutes. I understand if you want to like get off stage and, you go backstage, you do have to do whatever but he just stood there.
He stayed there. It was weird. After they cleared the people, they cleared the people in question out.
He just kept requesting songs.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what's weird. And I want to get. Oh, by the way, not to insult you, Frank, but I knew where you were going to go with this. I would love to get. Well, I knew you were going to think it was strange. I would love to get J-Sab's opinion on what
strange.
No, I don't know what she's going to say. That's what I'm asking.
What do you say?
I think I just said it was a little weird, a little strange.
Yeah, it's strange. All right, J-Sab, what do you think of it?
I don't know. She's here, but not.
Oh, I'm here. I'm just working.
Okay.
That's it.
What did you think of him being on stage playing music for 39 minutes?
Why? That's just so strange.
Thank you.
Okay, so unanimously across the board, strange. All right.
It's just a weird move, man. It's just, if you're gonna speak, the guy can ramble for 2 hours or however long he wants to ramble. Why not cut the music and start rambling again? I don't know. It's just a weird move. Yeah, I'm sure he's got people around him. Hey, maybe get back to what.
Well, the interviewer was kind of like trying to urge him in that direction, and he was just like, "Nobody wants to hear questions."
That's so weird.
I don't. It's very strange that you go to see him and he talks for 15, 20 minutes, and then for 39 minutes just stands there while the music is playing.
Very weird.
That's the latest in a long list of things that he's done that I kind of go, what's happening right now?
Right.
Right.
Here's what's very strange, and I'm not trying to link these two together, but as soon as I heard that, it pops in my head. Did you know this? that I once saw P. Diddy in concert.
Did you really?
I got dragged by an ex-girlfriend. You know, it's funny. I can't remember which I think I remember which one. I got dragged by an ex-girlfriend to a Z100 summer. I don't know. I know they do Jingle Ball in the winter. I don't know what their summer concert is. I don't know if it was like Summer Ball or whatever there was. Anyway, it was the Goo Goo Dolls. I will never forget the Goo Goo Dolls were there. I want to say like Mary J. Blige. It was at Giant Stadium, and Diddy's on the bill. And as it's getting dark, it was like one of those where it starts in the light daytime and it goes into the dark time, the nighttime. Diddy's on stage and he comes out and he does a song or two, and then for literally, it was just clips. It wasn't the full song, but 1 or 2 and maybe even 3, he just played music and danced along to it on the stage. And I'll never forget because he played Led Zeppelin. Was it Cashmere?
Okay.
He plays Led Zeppelin Cashmere, and he's like, "This is one of the greatest riffs of all time." And I'm like, "Wow, he's gonna rap over Cashmere. This is gonna be fucking crazy." But he proceeded to just dance around on stage while we all listened to Cashmere. I was like, "Does anybody else find this weird?" That he's just standing there, not performing, like not singing.
That's super weird.
Like, is that odd that I thought he was gonna hit? He's like, "This is the greatest riff ever." I thought he was gonna just like do a verse or two over it, you know, because it's kind of got a hip hop beat to it. And then he played another, I don't remember what the other one, but it was something weird like Hey Mickey, or some crazy other tune that he played and just danced to.
That's weird.
Yeah.
You know, that's super weird. I mean, I can't explain that. It's just another weird, just chalk it up, add it to a weird list of things.
Yeah, it's accusations flying in the chat, and there's no proof of any of that. If it happened, I don't remember. I've blacked it out, but I was very high up in this. This was very early. Young Anthony could not afford good tickets. I was in nosebleed section, nowhere near backstage. I remember Mary J. Blige. She was great because she came out, and it was one of those situations where it was a circle stage, but it was off in the corner. It was at one end of the stadium, and there was a video wall in the middle. So they were setting up one act as the other act was on the stage, and then they would turn the stage so the next act would be there and go on. And it turns around, Mary J's on, and she's like, "These fucking people don't know what they're doing back here. I was supposed to be on an hour." Like, she was ripping them so bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I never forgot that because I was like, "Damn, Mary J, she's not letting shit go." Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. So that's the thing. Again, close race. You know, we'll go through numbers and everything, but those are the latest from those two campaigns for the last highlight. Yeah. So, anybody have any other topics to get to?
Well, last night we did we went out. Erin surprised me for my birthday. We did a paint night thing. So we went that. I did not paint this, by the way. This is just.
Oh yeah, the one I wasn't invited to. Yes. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, that's not their fault. That's more of when they were like, "Do you want to come out?" And I was like, "As long as Jay Sabs doesn't get invited, then I'll be there."
I want to know one thing, Ian. Who babysat your kids?
The cat.
No. Who did you get to babysit them?
Well, we got our babysitter. I don't want to give her name out on the air.
Wait, you have a babysitter now?
Yeah. I think most people who would know this, it's a friend of the family, comes over, babysits.
Oh, okay, that babysitter, yes.
We have one. We have one and my niece. So when neither of those two people are available, we don't go.
Oh wait, I thought you meant your niece.
No, my niece and this one other person. Yeah.
And do I know this other person?
I don't see any. We've definitely mentioned them to you before because we've mentioned them to everybody. You probably don't remember because it's uninteresting and not important.
Yeah, what? Why are we harping on that?
Must be nice to have a babysitter. Carry on. Oh, in fact, you have two. I wish I had one.
Hold on. First of all, you have 7 babysitters.
Who do I have as a babysitter?
Your parents, your brother. You have.
My brother never babysits. My parents, I have to get them. I can't just be like, "Hey, can you babysit tonight?" It doesn't work that way.
Your parents stay by your house.
Right. but they only come on certain days.
Oh, how horrible.
Like me.
By the way, can I tell you how much I hate J Sabs? I'm sorry. I know we're taking this off here.
Oh my God. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Gloves are off.
Before I
Before
throw the hate her way, she sent me one of the most hilarious pictures from a hotel that she was staying at.
Uh-huh.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay. She sent me a picture. It's her daughter's naked ass, and she's looking out the hotel window, like the the curtain of the you look outside, you pull the curtain back, you see outside, and instead of it being like a balcony or a window view overlooking the city, it's literally overlooking a court. Not even overlooking. It's on the same street level as the courtyard where some woman was getting married. So there's her naked child, and right over the kid's head, you can see the bride dancing on the fucking dance.
Okay, so epic fail.
Yeah.
Epic fail.
Good Lord.
Let me tell you why I hate her. And this is why, like, we could never be mad. Like, I would have killed myself years ago if I ever married J Sabs.
Wow.
It's
He's taking shots at you tonight.
It's just, I don't even know if we could be friends. I mean, we're testing that on a daily basis, if we could stay friends. But it's Columbus Day. Monday was Columbus Day. So people have the 3-day weekend. And even before that, I think on Sunday, I go to her stories, and she put up a story of some like fucking apple orchard, pumpkin picking bullshit thing.
Nope.
Whatever. Well, you can correct this. I'm going to give you my perspective.
Yeah, okay. You go first.
And the caption on the story was, I had to drive 3 hours away to run into somebody that is like 2 blocks away from me or some shit like that. And I just remember thinking, that poor son of a bitch that's married to her, like, he can't. When was the last time your husband had a day to himself where you are like, oh, it's a 3-day weekend? Well, gather the kids, asshole, because we're driving to fucking bumfuck upstate to go pick some fucking pumpkins, and we're going to take pictures in the cutout thing, and everybody's going to fucking act happy. And I'm building this whole thing in my head, and I go, I could never be.
First of all, he's the one who suggested it. Can I tell you why?
I don't believe it was near a casino, because that's the only way he would have suggested it.
Him or I?
Oh, that's true. I forgot you have a gambling problem.
Because surprisingly, this is one of the only days he's actually off on a holiday. He's not off on President's Day, but he's off on Columbus Day. Make it make sense. He's never off. So why is he off on Columbus Day? I was like, he told me this. I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I'm off. He's like, want to go someplace? I'm like, yeah.
Okay. Let me. Your Honor. Objection. Your Honor. Objection.
Okay.
I don't believe any of it.
You want to go First of all, I don't believe this. You're right, Frank. You want to go somewhere? I'm sure he wasn't thinking driving 4 fucking hours to go pick some pumpkins in a fucking hot field somewhere.
We didn't go pick pumpkins there or apples.
Okay.
It's actually, well.
You don't have to unveil your spot. You know.
It's a huge farm. Just think Harbs 4 times the size, and they're basically half the price.
Okay.
But it's not.
How would you describe Harbs? Would you describe that as a place where one would pick pumpkins?
I'm thinking of the
yes or no question.
No, I'm thinking of the barn. Well, there's 3 different Harbs.
Okay, if I Google Harbs, will it say pumpkin picking next to the name?
One of them.
Okay.
The one I'm thinking of is the Barnyard Adventure.
If I Google Harbs, will it say apple picking?
Yeah, but you know what's funny? I've never been there for apple picking or pumpkin picking.
What the hell are you talking about now?
I rest my case.
But the place I went to is in Lancaster.
She answers a question like she's running for president. Like, well, I was there, but it wasn't I wasn't there for pumpkin picking. But you went to a pumpkin picking place.
No.
Okay.
You drove 2 states away to go pumpkin picking.
Oh my God, no, we didn't go pumpkin picking. We didn't even get any pumpkins because that was not our plan.
Okay, where did you go there? How far away did you go?
It's 3.5 hours away.
Okay. Were you in Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't know where Lancaster is?
Oh, you went to Lancaster?
Yeah. Really, I went for the Amish, trying to pick up an Amish guy, but that didn't happen.
Hot. No, I'm
Can I
sorry.
tell you something? Okay, I have two juicy tidbits.
Okay.
One, okay, so you know my fear of midgets, right? Like I have a fear, right?
Yes.
Little people.
Pretty sure they like to be called little people, but go ahead. Tell your
No, they
story.
don't like to be called little people because it's literally describing what they are, and midgets is not describing what they are.
I
But
actually
go
think I
ahead.
heard somebody say that, but all right, go ahead.
Right. Two things. My daughters never saw. Well, they've seen Amish people before, but this time they really got it, and they were like, oh, "Why does this guy have a long beard?" Blah, blah, ask me all these questions. But the thing is, my daughter, we actually went to Dutch Wonderland, which is not a pumpkin picking place. It's like an amusement park.
Right.
And they had some kind of Halloween thing there where there was like a bubble foam, a bubble fog party, which means that it was like a bubble machine, but when you popped it, it was like fog. It was very cool.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
And while they were dancing at that, I see my older daughter look there, and there was a midget behind her. And I see her making the eyes at my younger daughter. And I was like, oh, man. So then I was taking pictures of them. Well, first I was taking pictures of them. I didn't realize the midget was in the background. And then later, and so we go to the next thing, and my daughter's like, Mom, I saw a minion.
Oh, that's cute.
And I'm like, Minion? She's like, yeah, he was small, but he was old. I said, Eliana, how'd you know? How'd you know that was a midget? Like, how'd you know? She goes, well, he had a beard, okay? And little kids don't have beards. But
so an Amish.
she was like, she was telling my other daughter, she was like, I was trying to show you that the mini, and then she called them mini mom and mini dad, the stroller was bigger than them, and she was hysterical that it was bigger than them.
Oh, that's cute. I mean,
that is cute, right?
But adorable coming from a child. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. So we honestly did not. You got to look at the farm. I'm gonna have to do a little plug here because it's called Cherry Crest Farm.
You just strike me as the kind of a person. And
I know what you're gonna say. Can I say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's 85 degrees and it's on a Saturday in the fall, and I make everybody wear matching pumpkin outfits, go take pictures in the field, scream, and say, you better fucking smile, act like you're having fun pumpkin picking.
Yes? I wouldn't describe it that way, but you are definitely the kind of a person that's like, we have to fill every last moment with something to do and get these kids out there and fucking do the fucking
trip. You ever like to just do nothing?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I cannot sit still. And I don't like to stay home.
You're doing 3 things while you're on this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm giving my husband a hand job. I'm writing a resource guide. And I'm on the podcast.
Make sure it doesn't come on the microphone because it's hard to get out. I'm going to be honest with you. And that's strange too, because Frankie, you'll agree with me. She has one of the coolest homes. She's got a fucking pool. She's got a goddamn movie room. I mean, I've never once been invited over to watch a movie. There's fucking speakers in the ceiling and shit. They got those comfy chairs that you always want to sit in the store. I've never been there. Never been invited. Can't watch a movie there. Nothing. And she's running away from this beautiful.
Just sit. Spend the day in your house.
Oh no.
Just watch. Movie or
Frank, why do you say that though? You don't think I like to? You think I like to do stuff?
Well, from this past conversation, it's whenever there's any free time, let's go to Lancaster
activity. And listen, it sometimes behooves us because when it comes time to plan a friend event, you jump right in that seat, and it's great for everybody because nobody else can do it. Let's be honest, nobody else can do it. But I would imagine you're. What'd you say?
But you sure as shit can't. You suggest a movie and everybody goes down.
You're worse than I am. You can't organize shit. I
never said I could.
I've been asking you for one thing. You're like, oh yeah. Like I'll get around to that for like months.
I forgot about that again.
But like, I can't imagine your husband who just gets a day. Fine, like, he works his ass off for these people who clearly hate Indigenous people and give him Columbus Day off, not President's Day. And then he wants to sit around and do nothing, maybe, and just hang out. Well, I'm sure when he said let's go away, he wasn't thinking fucking Amish country.
No,
Wasn't thinking
we actually do like going there. I'm obsessed with the Amish. You know, I have like a kind of weird obsession with them, and I did like, you know, for the last few nights I was like kind of like trying to role play like, oh, Jebediah, it's time to come to bed. Can you can you turn off the
blow
Candles.
out the candle.
Now, big important question: did you get Shady Maple? Did you go to Shady Maple?
No.
What's wrong? What, do you not like Shady Maple?
I'm
The hell
not
is
a
Shady
big
Maple?
I'm not a big buffet person, but I was told that I have to go there next time.
You did, Frank. I think it's the largest buffet in the country, if I'm not mistaken. If it's not, it's like the largest buffet in the Northeast or something crazy. Like, it's just this huge, never-ending buffet.
Back to your comment about my room.
Yeah.
So it's a hotel we always stay at, and it's a very, very popular hotel with us Long Islanders. Okay. So I knew it was going to be hard to get a room, but I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? It says courtyard, right? I'm like, they have a courtyard.
Gee, what hotel are you talking about?
Right. So, no, it's not that hotel.
It's not the Marriott Courtyard?
No, it's actually not a chain at all.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So, it's actually really nice, but oh God. So we get in the room, and right away my youngest daughter is like pissed. She's like, "Ugh, this is not a nice room." And I'm like, "What?" Now, usually the room we get, it's a 1-bedroom, meaning there's a bed, a 1-bedroom, and then there's a separate room for the kids. It's like a pull-out couch and like an air. It's nice because it's like bigger and they have their own space, and so do we. They did not have that available, so I took the 2-queen bed room. Well, she didn't like that. That wasn't good. This is how I know I'm raising a devil, because she's like, yeah, this is like not bougie enough for me.
She said the word bougie?
No, not. But then she asked me what bougie is. But so anyway, I'm like, oh, here we go. And then so right away they go and they open up the curtains, and the fucking room is in the window is the inside of the courtyard of the hotel where they have weddings. Okay.
In Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I can't imagine.
I'm going to send you to the video.
Can you like crash the wedding and get some food?
Well, that's what my daughter wanted to do.
But I don't know if you want to crash a Motel 8, Motel 6 courtyard wedding. I'm not sure if that's.
When I say this is, oh God, I'm wondering if this is a video. I'm scared to know what it is. Wait, hold on. Oh wait.
Nobody can see what you're listening to.
Okay, good. So I was like, oh, okay. So anyway, I was like, well, they're sold out, so I'm not gonna even ask to change it. So they did have a wedding, but we didn't.
Sold out. Columbus Day weekend, Frank. Lancaster.
I know, right?
Is happening.
Well, that's the place to be, I hear.
It's the Vegas of the non-electric Northeast.
Oh yeah. So what was really funny was we get back from Dutch Wonderland Dutch Wonderland on like maybe 9:30 because we went to eat afterwards.
Oh my God. I'm not going to show this, but you are literally,
I know,
the thinnest window away from this fucking wedding.
You could show it. I don't care.
I don't know if the people want to, this is kind of blurry enough. Here, this is, trust me when I tell you that there's just a window in between. She's not in the room. There's just a window in between Janine and what you're looking at. Holy shit.
Right.
Did anybody at the wedding order a pressed ham?
I don't know what that means. Look, so you can see the little bar there. That's the window. Look. Oh,
it means you press your ass against the window.
Well, that's what my daughter wanted to do.
Put her ass against the window. That's your daughter. That's your daughter, dude.
Exactly. Or Nick's daughter. Right?
No maternity test needed there. That's
No.
I'm pretty sure that's your daughter.
So we get back, and I'm like, but the thing was, it was very strange. You couldn't really hear the wedding going on, and they had a hard cut off at 10 o'clock. So any music, but my daughters were like, let's go. Well, they kept saying, let's go steal the wedding. And I'm like, you mean crash? And like, let's go crash the wedding.
Wait, you couldn't hear the music through that?
Nope.
What looks like a loose leaf paper thick window?
Like, you could hear it like a little bit, but it wasn't like overbearing. I couldn't believe how you couldn't really hear it. And I was like, wait, what? So anyway, it was pretty funny. And then today I got stung by a bee.
Nice
My
little
first
cap for
time
the
in a
weekend.
long time.
Oof, you got stung by a bee. All right, there's important questions coming in, Jay Sabs.
Yes.
What's the cuck chair situation in the Lancaster Double Queen hotel room?
Ooh, they do have one, but it's kind of like for a desk though. So
Oh,
I don't know if that qualifies. Is that
Yeah,
a cuck?
no.
I don't think that's a cuck chair.
Well, I think the cuck uses that chair when there's not a proper cuck chair in the room.
Yeah, but
Right.
if we're talking full proper 100, this is a 100% cuck chair. See, because if it could function as something else like a desk chair, I can't legally call it a cuck chair.
Okay, but what would a cuck do in that situation? Where's he going to sit?
oh
He's going
god,
to pull up that desk chair.
He gets the corner of the bed. It's a
Right.
very corner.
You know a lot about this. It's starting to worry me.
It's common knowledge, I thought.
All right, when did you get back? Yesterday?
Monday.
Oh, Monday. Okay.
But
Lancaster
honestly, he's still. Okay, and this is true. We were like, all right, let's do the farm on Saturday because it's not just a regular farm. It's like they have like these crazy obstacle things for the kids to do. There's, those like sack slides where you sit in a sack and you slide down, like huge things. They have like they have paintball. They have an apple shooter.
We got to go paintball.
Oh yeah, I know.
That's something I think we should all.
Yeah, but I'm going to be on your team, Frank, because, yeah. I'm
What?
scared.
Unity.
Scared of me?
Yeah. And Anthony, they had a grilled cheese truck.
Don't stop trying to turn me on. Say more.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
I like how she directed it at you.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, you're not the fat bastard. I mean, we all know this is
Hey.
my territory. There's multiple cheeses.
I got a thick full. What the hell?
And so I ran. This place is huge. I mean,
How many cheeses? Don't worry about the place. How many cheeses are we talking about on the grilled cheese truck?
there
Someone
was-
needs at least 7 to take this seriously.
no, there was 4 different ones, but still good.
That's solid.
Oh,
7.
no, it's amateur hour.
You're ridiculous.
My God, there's just
Gouda
yeah, there was just a crazy amount
from Ricky Bobby when he's like, we had a
Gouda.
Fucking
And then I also ran into 3 different people that I know.
Yeah, okay. This is another reason why I absolutely hated Janine because
I know, because I
she's
always run
like,
into people I know.
oh, and we gotta post this. This will be so hilarious. And I was just,
Oh my God, you hate? Do you
yuck.
say this to D? You do.
I go, oh, I fucking hate her.
You do.
I screenshotted your thing.
People love to hate me. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm one of them. I absolutely love. No, I love you, but some of your behaviors are a little on the I have to make fun of this side.
I like getting
Like
vacation
what?
friends.
Well, those kind of. Well, there's a lot. I mean, that's why I like Frank. There's a lot of material there. There's a lot of
Oh my God.
There's a lot of.
We're easy to make fun of.
Yeah, there's plenty to go around. Oh, this was it. Oh, Frank, it's even worse than I remembered. When you live 25 minutes apart but run into each other 3 hours away.
Ooh, good captain.
LOL.
Oh my God, you're so mean.
I'm surprised there wasn't a "if you know, you know" post. In
Oh,
there
I like
somewhere.
to do one of those.
Okay.
Mhm. By the way, I'm looking at the farm. It looks like a fucking pumpkin patch. I mean, it's a pumpkin patch.
Oh my God, it is definitely not.
There's a wagon
do it?
behind it that says pumpkins. Fucking
Did you do a
It's-
corn maze?
There's
there was a corn maze, I could tell you.
and there's 3 different levels to the corn maze.
Holy
they
shit.
don't fuck around.
They have nothing to do in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. They're like, they made a corn maze and they're like, what should we do with the other 100 yards of corn? Oh, let's make
2
another
more
one.
corn mazes, please.
Okay. All right, we got nothing to do tomorrow. Might as well, right?
Damn.
No, I'm happy. I'm happy for Janine. I mean this. I'm happy that you're happy. I really mean that. It's just I don't want any part of it. Does that make sense?
Oh my god.
Like I just don't want to be. I mean, I would
Asked
love
to go?
Listen. There. I mean that in my heart of hearts. There's also another side of me that would love to have friends again that invite me to stuff. So you could actually maybe get me to go to one of these things. But I'll show up there and go, oh, I remember this is why I hate this, because is it hot? Is it cold? You bring a sweatshirt
on everything.
You got to put the sweatshirt on, then you got to take the sweatshirt off, then you're tying the sweatshirt around your waist and you're like, what the fuck am I? What am I turning into? Kirk Cameron holding a fucking bag of apples that are way too expensive.
My God.
Every activity is you're the curmudgeon of the group. You're the I have to figure out a way to make this make it sound like the most miserable experience.
Well, Frank could back me up on this. We did the painting thing, and the first thing I said to him today was, I have nothing to complain about. I actually enjoyed myself.
You enjoyed it. You had a good time. But I don't know what to say.
I would like to gossip. I would like to gossip. So we get there, and all right. First of all, I was invited. I pushed myself into it. I don't know how it all happened, but you have to admit, Frank, that you were disappointed that I was the surprise, that I was the added. That's so disappointing.
I was like, oh, we got a surprise coming, and I was like, oh, and then you guys showed up. I was like, oh,
yeah, it's disappointing.
I get this is the surprise.
I get it.
No, it was a very nice surprise. You guys. I had no idea you were coming to this thing, and it was great.
None of that is true. It was not fun. The look of disappointment in his face when we showed up at the door. It was.
And this, by the way, this painting, since it was my birthday, they let me pick from a basket full of paintings that they already had done. So I chose this one because it's amazing. It's a llama.
It is a cool llama. So we get there, and there's another couple there, and I go, and they're so friendly. They're so friendly with Frank. They're all talking and laughing. And I had to text your wife, and I was like, are these your neighbor friends, or are these just people that you met that night?
The guy bought me a drink because he overheard that it was my birthday.
You know what my wife said? She goes, he was just doing that to impress the girl and get laid. I was like, you think so? I think he's a nice guy.
Because then when he did that, the girl he was with said to Erin, "Oh, he does
it all the time."
Yeah, he does it all the time.
That's what I said too. Yeah. So anyway,
he was just a nice guy. That was fairly cool.
Yeah.
You think my friend would have jumped up and said, "Yeah, I'll get this friend."
I know, Janine. Could you imagine the guy he met 5 minutes ago buys him a drink? This friend of 30 years is just sitting there like a dick.
I want to know where you went.
You did buy me a drink. So you did end up buying me a drink.
I did, thank you. We went to a place close to Frank. So anyway, but I want to say, well, here's what's important. And thank you, Christina. Thank you for getting the little intricacies of this podcast. She liked the Kirk Cameron line. I appreciate that.
It's a good line. I didn't laugh out loud, but it was
nobody laughed. None of my real friend Christina K laughed, and that's all that matters to me.
Listen, you got your friend for 30 years. You got to do a little better than a Kirk Cameron line.
I thought it was good. All right,
it was good.
It's by Frank, and remind me to tell you about that. But I have to talk about this. So we're painting. It's like a cityscape, and there's a cruise ship in the water. It looks like New York City to me, obviously. And I really had a good time doing it. And when I'm trying to get it so close, and I will say, I didn't look at Frank's the whole time because Frank's a real artist, so I didn't want to look at his and get disgusted at how shitty mine was. So I was doing mine. I couldn't see Erin's. Cuddles was right next to me. She was doing a good job. We're painting. We're having a good time. We're laughing. There's cocktails and everything. It's just a wonderful evening. I look over at the people behind me, and the woman painted red. She paints the whole city and the whole thing, and then puts these red brush strokes all over it. all over the painting, and she's like, "Oh, it's like blood. It's like blood for Halloween." And I looked at Dee, and I was like, "We gotta get the fuck out of here right now before we're part of a mass shooting or something." Because I'm like, I don't trust this. She's fucking
It was
crazy.
you know what was very weird about that? I don't think that she took it with her.
You think she left
Left
it?
it there. She painted this whole thing. She painted these red blotches all over it, and then as we were all leaving, we were like one of the last ones to leave. I pointed to one of the people that ran the place. I go, "Oh, someone left their painting here," and she goes, "No, they left it." Oh yeah, you took a picture.
Oh my god, you have a
Okay.
picture of the painting? Oh my god, do I have it now? I have it.
I think it might be in your Aaron just sent it to you.
I feel like we should put a parental advisory on this on the screen. I don't know if YouTube will allow something this horrific because it's terrible. Aaron, I can't believe you got a picture of this. It's worse than I remember. It's just, it looks like if somebody went to a paint night.
Let me show you. Can I show the painting I did, and then we'll do a comparison?
Oh yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Yeah, that would be great. But it looks like somebody painted a wonderful painting of a city and then murdered somebody in the room. And
so here was the painting. Here was what it was supposed to look like, as close as I could get it to what the teacher was showing us how to do. So this is what we did.
Oh, look how good your water. Yeah, Cuddle's water came out so good too. My water did not come out that nice with the reflections of the city and everything.
All right.
That looks really nice. Did you work on that more when you got home? You did, didn't you, you son of a bitch?
I did not.
You added more to that, I could tell.
I did not. This was in the allotted time they gave us. And that was that. But this is what they have up at the front of the class, and they're showing you step by step how to do. Now, here's what this person behind Anthony did.
Sorry, here it is. There it is.
Look, wait, let me see yours again.
Mine?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Right? Like she just like did it and then was like, I'm just gonna put blood everywhere. And she wasn't like, oh, it's like the fall leaves or whatever.
That's what I was gonna say.
She was like, this is blood. She was like, it's blood.
It's blood.
Okay.
You do you. Hey, you make if that's what makes you happy, a nice painting makes you happy.
He said no.
But then she left it there. I think that was the one that was left behind.
I didn't know that because I leaned over to Cuddles and I go, get your fucking bag. We're getting the fuck out of here right now. I want to see how this ends.
Yeah. So that was, but wonderful night. Erin surprised me with that. We had Erin and I were next door before you guys showed up. We'd had a nice dinner, just the two of us. It was great.
Yeah, if it helps you at all, J Subs, I didn't get invited to the dinner. That was too embarrassing.
No, this still.
I said to Erin, I go, you want us to come to the dinner? She goes, no, it's bad enough we have to spend any part of this evening.
I didn't want you there.
You invited yourself.
This is actually stinging more than the bee sting today. But go ahead, carry on.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you didn't run off and act like such a jackass on social media talking about, we ran into each other 3 hours away. We lived 5 minutes apart.
LOL.
You pick up more.
You guys are so mean. Really.
Oh, she left. Oh, see, now I gotta spend the rest of the night writing an apology text.
You chased her away.
I feel bad about it.
Damn it.
But it's true. I could not.
But we had an amazing time. I had such a good time, and I think that we should do when we do our Christmas a holiday dinner with all our friends. We should do a night like this.
That's what I was going to tell Janine. Yeah,
painting, drinks, and just having a good time and laughing it up. So I think that would be a good idea.
Well,
so anybody out there who's interested in doing something, I recommend. It's a fun time. You go out there. Every night, you pick a different painting, and they have them listed on their websites. If the places are around you, look into it. It's fun.
I like Christine a lot better when she was on my team, not on your side. This is upsetting.
What'd she say? Let me say.
Well,
wow, that's great. Hey, thank you very much.
Yeah. Don't compliment him. He doesn't. He's gonna be dead soon anyway. He's old as fuck.
Ah.
What was I gonna say? Okay, last thing. They had paintings on the restrooms of John Travolta from Pulp Fiction and Uma
Did a
Thurman.
good job. Yeah.
They were great. And the instructor was like shitting on it. She was like, it's from like Pulp Fiction or something. I was like, what?
He's like, I'm not a fan of that. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, still got to admit that they're good. I mean, it was like a black.
She goes, they're
and white.
gender neutral bath. It's like, okay, listen, I know you want the world to be a fair place, but do not desecrate Pulp Fiction because it's universally understood as one of the greatest films of all time.
I don't know about that, but it's really good.
It's fantastic.
But these two paintings that were done, they're big, they're black and white pictures of like the bust of John Travolta was one of them, and the other one was Uma Thurman when they're doing the twist contest.
It was
and
great.
It's like their profile, and they looked really good, and they were very good. And they hung them on the outside of the bathrooms, and they were nice.
Yeah, I wanted to buy it. I thought it was so good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Erin did a good job, except for up until the surprise part where she clearly dropped the ball. But other than that, it was a fun evening.
Erin planned one hell of a birthday. I can't thank her enough. She did a great job.
With a shitty surprise. That's it. You can't.
With a shitty surprise of you and Cuddles.
You can't get 100. Well, Cuddles was a good. You seemed excited to see Cuddles. The disappointment came when you put your eyes on me.
Yeah, if you want to see more pictures, join us in Discord.
You can see more
the Discord that night.
Yeah.
Check out over there. Also, pick up Erin C's book, Oval, available on Amazon. Link in the description below. Oval is a great book. Wonderful read. You can download a digital copy or order a physical copy that will be shipped to you.
Oh, and coming soon, a painted copy. Frank will be painting the entire book, one paint night at a time.
It'll take some time.
Yeah, 2027, but it's going to be fucking great. It's going to be unbelievable.
It's not impossible.
And it's not going to be covered in blood. We're not going to let that other savage anywhere near.
No promises.
All right, that's it for us. Appreciate everybody. Jay Sabs, Frankie C. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should